The use of skills can make you way more productive with Claude Code than you currently are. But most of the people don't really know how they actually work and how to use them properly. So in this video, I'll first explain what skills are, then we'll do a deep dive into how to structure them, how they work, and then build one from scratch. Also, towards the end of the video, I'll also share some tips on how you can make the best skills for your own agentic workflows. So let's get started. So what are skills? Skills are nothing but additional capabilities and expertise that you can give to your AI agents. By default, you would know that AI agents are generic because the underlying LLM model that they are using under the hood is trained on a broad set of data, and they're not really specialized to your specific workflows. And that's where skills become useful. So let's say there is some specific task like code review or testing for which you have a clear step-by-step process on how it needs to be done. Now, instead of repeating those steps every time into the prompt, you can rather package the entire process into a reusable skill. So the next time you ask your coding agent to perform a task related to code review, it will, instead of using its own understanding, use the instructions that you have given to it via skills. By the way, this term agent skills was popularized by Anthropic in 2025 through Claude and Claude Code. But then in December 2025, they made agent skills an open standard so that it can work across different AI agents. And as of today, agent skills is supported by almost all the leading AI dev tools, be it Codex, Cursor, Gemini CLI, Pi, AMP, and many more. Now let's understand how a skill is structured. Skill is simply a folder which contains a skill.md file. So within the skill.md file, you need to have two things. One is the metadata, other is the set of instructions. So in the metadata, you just have to keep the name and the description of the skill in the YAML format so that it's easy for Claude to understand it in a structured manner. And the other is the set of instructions on how you want the task to be executed in the markdown format. Now, along with the skill.md file, you can have some additional folders as well, though they are optional. So the first one is the scripts folder. In the script folder, you typically keep the executable code. For example, in the skill.md file, you will keep all the instructions, and one of the instructions says that it needs to execute a particular task. So that file, the executable file, it could be a Python file or a JS file, that needs to be kept in the scripts. I'll explain why we need to create these separate folders when we'll talk about how skills actually work. The second folder is the references folder. Now let's say there are some instructions or there's some extra knowledge that you want to provide to your skill. For that, you will keep all the guides, all the API docs within the references folder. The next one is the assets folder, in which you keep all the templates and the resources. It could be images, it could be JSON file, which contains the output format, it could be configuration, etc. Then lastly, there is an evals folder. Now let's say you also want to examine how your skill has performed. For that, you can write the test definition and the dataset for validating the performance of the skill within the evals folder. Now let's get on to the next part, that is how skills actually work. So the best part about skills is they don't get fully loaded into the context window when you start a new session, unlike Claude.md file. So when you start a new session, only the name and the description of the skills are there in your context window. Now let's say you give a prompt and the task matches with the description of the skill, then only the instructions that we have written apart from the name and the description gets loaded into the context window. Still, if you have given any references to any files in say references or assets or scripts folder, they're not really loaded. As and when it starts executing the instruction, then only those files are pulled into the context window only when needed. So that's why I told you earlier that typically you try to just keep the instruction or the step-by-step process in the skill.md file. And apart from that, if there is any executable file or there are any assets or there are any references, that you try to keep in separate folders. And there is a term for it, and that is progressive disclosure. So only when needed, it is then loaded into the context window. This really helps in keeping the context window clean and it does not feel bloated. Now let's get into the interesting part wherein I'll show you how to build a skill from scratch. So the skill that we are going to build is going to help us analyze a dataset and generate insights from it. Since we are using Claude Code, so all the skills that we'll be creating needs to go within the .claude folder. So you can see there is a skills folder which contains the list of skills that I've created, like add a feature, commit, debug, test setup, the one that I'm going to show you, that is analyze dataset. If you remember the things that I've told you previously in the video, the first file that we need to create is this skill.md file, which contains the name and the description in the YAML format and the instructions in the markdown format. There are some rules that you need to follow while creating the name of the skill. The first one is the name of the skill must match with the name of the folder that you have created for it, that is analyze dataset. Apart from that, it must be 1 to 64 characters long only. It may only contain Unicode lowercase alphanumeric characters from A to Z and hyphens. You need to remember that the name of the skill should not start or end with a hyphen, and it should not contain consecutive hyphens as well. Now coming to the description. So the description should be such that you should explain what it is all about and then when to use it. So here I have clearly defined that it analyzes a CSV or JSON dataset and generate a structured insight report. Now when to use it? Use when the user wants to explore data, find patterns, detect anomalies, compute statistics, or produce a summary report from a dataset. Regarding the skills, it must be just 1 to 1024 characters long, and it should include specific keywords that helps agent identify the relevant task. Because when you are trying to invoke a skill, there are two ways. You can directly point the agent towards the skill that you want to invoke, or you're giving the prompt and then Claude Code automatically detects which skill you are referring to. For that, it's very important that this description is very crisp and clear. Now coming to the instructions part. So if you see, I have given step-by-step process on how it needs to execute this task. So the first one is it first understands the data source. The second is it loads and profile the dataset, for which I want it to run a script, that is analyze.py. I have not entirely written the script over here because I want it to load only when needed. So if you see within the scripts folder, I've created an analyze.py file which analyzes the dataset that I have provided to it. Then thirdly, it will interpret the results. Now, how it will interpret it, I have clearly defined how it needs to interpret within the metrics guide.md file within the references. Next, I wanted to structure the report. So how the report would look like, it is all kept within the assets folder where there is a template that it will follow in order to generate the report. And then lastly, I also wanted to validate how the quality of the output is. For that, I have created a evals folder. Within it, there are some certain test cases that I've written so that I'm also able to understand whether my skill is working properly or not. And then finally, it will give me the present findings in the form of a summary, which will cover these 3 pointers. Now let's see this in action. So I'm within Claude. I have given it a dataset which is saved in my downloads folder, and I've asked it to analyze its dataset. So if you hit enter, you would see that it would automatically understand that I'm trying to invoke the skill that I've just created. And then finally, I would get a summary of it. So here is the overview that it has given. So it's basically a list of community members that I have in my Slack. So it's that data. Now it is saying that it has 1386 members across 9 columns, and it's a mix of 4 numeric and 5 categorical columns. Top 3 insights are expiration timestamp is 100% empty, display name is 48.4% missing, and billing active is 13% are the paying members. Apart from that, it has given me some other information as well. So you can also create such sort of skills for yourself. The number is not restrictive. Whenever you feel like that there is a process that you want your coding agent to follow, so rather than specifying it in the prompt, you can rather create a skill for that. And after that, you will realize you have become way more productive. Now, along with all of this, I also want to share 2 tips so that you can create the best skills out there. So the first one is, what I've typically seen people doing is, they ask their AI agent to create a skill for themselves. But then the whole idea of creating the skills does not really make sense, because you are asking the AI agent to create the step-by-step process for you. However, it should be opposite. You first need to analyze what are some of the processes or workflows that you want to automate. And you analyze, okay, these are the steps that I want my agent to follow. And then based on that, you can ask your AI agent to create skills for you, but you also need to clearly specify the overall instructions that you want to give to it. It's just that the AI agent will just give words to it. It'll just create a skill.md file for you or other folders that are required. The second one is, It's not like you first create a skill and then you forget about it. It's an iterative process. Whenever you create a skill, analyze whether it is performing well or it is not performing well, and then ask your AI agent to improve it based on what the outcomes have been. In that way, your skill will become refined gradually, and the output that you want from it will become more polished. So these are the 2 tips that I have been following and I wanted to share with you so that your skills become better and better. So that's primarily it for this video. I hope now you have a better understanding of what skills are and you are now in a position to create skills for yourself. And if you want me to create a video on any specific topic that you want me to cover, please let me know in the comments. And if you like this video, do hit the like button and subscribe to this channel for more such videos in future.